Alright boys, so I've had this question asked a few times, and it was, what is the most powerful Yu-Gi-Oh monster, we're counting anime, most broken effects ever? Now I did do a video about the top 10 most broken cards, counting in the anime in a video before, but I think there is one card that technically beats it, but it's not because of itself. It wasn't on the list because of what's required to actually bust it out. Basically, it revolves around a lot of other cards. Now, again, this is using broken anime cards, and on top of that, we're using the anime effect of one of the synchro monsters, 100 Eyes Dragon, which will actually gain the effect of everything that is a dark monster. And I think this probably is singly the best, most broken monster ever, and you guys will see it's going to hit for 500,000 damage, and it can attack so many dang times. Now, we can't see the effects by mousing over it, because sometimes you would be able to, if the monster has an additional effect, you can mouse over, but there is so many here that I don't know if it's a glitch, but they're not showing up here. Obviously, it has insane stats, and let me explain why this is the most insane card. Probably the most powerful card ever created for its effects, like all the effects that it has. And I know we can't read their effects here, but really what it comes down to is the summon condition is a little bit different because you go like backwards because it's a dark synchro. Again, this is the anime effect of 100 Eyes Dragon. Well, MAGUSLUCIS over here has created the most powerful monster I think ever created in the game that has the most effects. That's important because there are cards where it'd be considered a win condition. There is a win condition on this card if you wouldn't have already won with it anyways. I guess, I think you could kaiju this card, so I don't know if it's the most powerful in the sense of like viability, but this is the most powerful monster in terms of having like not infinite effects, but it comes next to like infinite effects. But anyways, let's go ahead and check out like how many effects this thing has, because again, I can't just mouse over it and tell you guys it, but it has the effect of Star Venom Fusion Dragon. That's the anime effect. So it has the ability so you can target level 5 or higher monster until the end of this turn and negates that effect. Although it doesn't really matter because everything is going to be negated anyways later down the line. And then on top of that, if this card is destroyed, you can destroy as many special summon monsters that your opponent controls as possible, and then you burn them. But that's irrelevant anyways because this card is never really going to die. It now has the ability to be protected, that it cannot be destroyed by battle with dark, earth, water, fire, or wind. So basically only light can technically attack into it, but it's not going to really be relevant later. Now we also have, oh wait, this is double of the same one. Okay, we also have the effect of Necro Valley later, which we will get into that, because this one counts as graveyard monsters in your graveyard. It gains attack, and then negate the effects of all monsters' effects that activate in the graveyard except for graveyard monsters. So you actually have that ability to negate all of their effects that again would activate in the graveyard. And then on top of that, if that wasn't enough, you also have Berserk Dragon, so it can attack up to 4 times. It does technically, during each of your end phases, it loses 500 attack, but that's irrelevant because you're going to be having 500,000 attacks, so you got the effect to attack over 1 million damage. That is actually 2 million damage. Well, over 2 million damage, potentially. And then you also have the effect of Mystical Beasts of Circuit. So any monster that battles with it, you banish it. But that's kind of irrelevant because you have the effect of Mask Hero Dark Law. So if they would search anything, you get to banish a card. And on top of that, anything that goes to the graveyard would be banished instead because of Dark Law's effect. And then you have the Crimson Nova Trinity, the Dark Cubic Lord effect. So when this card declares an attack, you just half your opponent's life points, and then when it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can make it attack again, but it already attacks 4 times. But anyways, if you take effect damage, you inflict damage to your opponent. So at that point, yeah, again, we're just going for the most insane effect. Then we have Venomonaga, the deity of poisonous stakes. So this is that win condition, so it's actually like you can't even target it, and it's unaffected by other card effects. And then when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you get to banish 1 other reptile monster from your graveyard to special summon this card. but again, they're not going to get rid of the card anyways. But it does have that effect of a win condition potentially. This card is kind of irrelevant, but anyways. It is there though, so while it's card in your graveyard and you have no cards in your hand, you can't draw cards. So basically you can't be decked out by your opponent if your opponent would tactically stall over and over. And then you have the Divine Serpent of Guess, so your opponent can't target it, although there's another card that makes it so you cannot target him. It makes it so anything that you would attack, you're going to have, I believe it's 100 higher during the turn. Oh wait, if it battles, you can make this card attack become equal to the original attack of the monster, the highest one, but then it, I believe it's always higher is the effect of this card. You can pay half your life points to special summon it, and it can't be targeted. We went over that. And then if it battles an opponent's monster, that monster's effects are negated. Also, its attack becomes half its original attack. And then, yeah, so you're not going to be destroying this card via by battle. You also have the effect of Sorcerer of Dark Magic, so when this card battles an opponent's monster, that monster loses 500 attack for each spellcaster type monster in your graveyard that was sent there from the field. Pretty much irrelevant. I think he was just going for like as many of his effects as possible. Then you also have Infernity 0, so you don't lose a duel even if your life points become 0. So even if your opponent somehow was trying to play burn, and they tried to burn you, you wouldn't lose anyways for multiple reasons. First off, your opponent would also take that damage, but you can't actually lose. Well, there are 3 Des counters. I guess you would have to destroy the card, but it's going to be immune to, again, like everything. Anyways, you also have the effect of the Wicked Dreadroot, so you have the attack and defense of all monsters on the field except for itself. Then you also have Infernity Sage that lets you discard all the cards in your hand. It's kind of irrelevant, but it does technically help not decking yourself out because of that other card that we just went over, Infernity Pawn. Again, these are anime cards, so if you guys are looking for them in the actual game, not available. Then you have Dark Samorg, so it has that effect of Dark Samorg where your opponent cannot set any cards, so that pretty much stops any potential spells and traps from being able to be set, and that's pretty good over there. Then you have Dark Magician of Chaos effect. It's kind of an irrelevant effect because of the effect of Dark Law anyway, so it'd be banished. But it has an ability to add a spell card from your graveyard, so you can kind of extend your combo and try to go for the combo pieces to actually pull off this insane combo. There's also localized tornado to reset everything. Then on top of that, you have Vanity's Fiend, so it cannot be special summoned. Neither player can special summon monsters. So there goes a lot of the outs to say that I guess like Lava Golem, anything that would like special summon by tributing on your opponent's side of the board. Vanity's Fiend, so neither player can special summon monsters. That's pretty good. And then you have Destiny Hero Plasma. Now this is an older card. Oh, I just realized my face is kind of blocking some of the text, but it's fine. I'm going over their effects anyways for the sake of making again, this is the biggest, most baddest boss monster ever created. Again, it's created via the effects of all the other cards. But anyways, so Destiny Hero Plasma, so it negates the effects of all of your face-up opponent's monsters, which is pretty good. And then on top of that, I can target my opponent's stuff and then equip them to my card, and then it gains attack equal to the half of the original attack of the monster. But the gaining the extra bonus isn't going to matter anyways, because again, you're going to be destroying them because you have a monster that has 500,000 attack. And then we have another Infernity. It's just to help with the actual build of the deck. And then to make it even better, oh gosh, this card is, we're going to be here for another 5 minutes reading this card's effect. Okay, so this is Supreme King Zark, the anime card's effect, and we're going to go over the monster effect over here, so I gotta scroll down. It's a really long effect. Now, I'm not going to go over summoning conditions because that's pretty much irrelevant. We're here for the actual effect. So you can blow up everything your opponent has, which that's kind of irrelevant because you can attack like infinite times anyway. Well, but it's 4 times, I'm sorry, because it's not infinite technically. But anyways, so while there are Fusion, Synchro, and XYZ monsters banished or in any graveyard, this card cannot be destroyed and it's unaffected by card effects. So most of the other things that protected this card, they're pretty much irrelevant because again, this card would basically protect itself anyways. And then all monsters you control are unaffected by your opponent's Fusion, Synchro, and XYZ monster effects, but it's kind of irrelevant because again, Plasma negates the other things anyways. Let's just say in case your opponent tries to do something, I don't know how they would do anything to you anyways. Let's say they somehow they banish one of your cards. You still got extra effects on top of that. And then on top of that, if that wasn't already enough, if you destroy an opponent's monster by battle, you can special summon 2 Supreme King Dragon monsters from your extra deck in defense position. If your opponent adds a card or cards from their draw phase, you can destroy that card or card. So if they're going to add anything, not only do you have Dark Law's effect to ban or something, but you also get to destroy the card that they add. So again, this is crazy. And then, because it's not enough, we have to have number 35 Ravenous Tarantula. So all monsters you control gain attack and defense equal to the difference between of your life points and your opponent's. But again, it's not going to be relevant because you're going to be destroying them anyways. And then while this card has material, although this is kind of irrelevant, each time your opponent would special summon a monster, so you get to inflict 600 damage to your opponent for each time they go for something. And then on top of that, once per turn, you detach material from this card to destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls. But again, it doesn't matter because one of the other cards destroys everything anyways, but it doesn't really matter because they're not going to be able to play. But again, we're just trying to make the most boss monster possible, although you can't really detach. Because you're not going to have the ability. I don't know. Is there a card that actually lets you attach to a monster that's not even Exceed? I don't think that there is a card, but again, we're going with the anime effect, so potentially there might be something. All right. Next up, though, we have Guardian Goku over here. This is the anime effect of the Flower Guardian. So anyways, during either player's turn, when an opponent's spell card is activated, you can negate its effect and destroy it. And then when this card battles an opponent's monster, you can negate that effect. But again, so many of the other cards negate their effects. Anyways, we're just, again, trying to make the most boss monster with the most crazy negations. And also all the effects. So next up, we have Ancient Gear Chaos's effect. So it's unaffected by spell trap effects. Your opponent's monster can't activate their effects during the battle phase, and then it can attack all of the monsters. And then on top of that, if this card attacks defense position, you get to do piercing, although they can't set anything anyways because of Dark Simorg. But next up, we have Heart Earth Chaos Dragon. It has the effect that it cannot be destroyed by battle, and then when a monster you control inflicts damage to your opponent, you gain life points equal to the damage that they took, but it's irrelevant because they're going to be losing if you attack them for 500,000 anyways. But once per turn you get attached material, let's not even go over that because I think it's kind of irrelevant because, again, I don't think you can actually equip anything as material to like synchros. Then we have Beel's classic great card. This card is actually kind of expensive now. But anyways, it can be destroyed by battle, and then it starts gaining extra attack if you start taking damage. So that can get pretty out of control. And then if that wasn't enough, we got Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. So during either player's turn, I can target face-up a card my opponent controls and just negate its effect. And then when it inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can select a tuner monster from your graveyard and then special summon it. And then on top of that, we have Red Dragon Archfiend Tyrant. So it has the effects of during your main phase. Oh, you can only activate one of these effects. So during your main phase, you can destroy all other cards on the field, and then only this card can attack if you do that effect. But then the other effect is during either player's battle phase, when a spell trap is activated, you get to negate the activation, destroy it, and then this card gains 500. Although again, it's kind of, a lot of that stuff is not relevant because most of the stuff negates everything anyways. Next up, we have the Red Dragon Archfiend King Calamity with its anime effect. So if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you get to inflict damage to your opponent equal to its attack. Then after damage calc, if a monster is not destroyed by battle, destroy it, ignoring its effects that would prevent it from being destroyed. And then when it is destroyed, you get to summon a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend from the graveyard and negate the effects of all monsters on the field. So guys, there we have it. So the question, I think it's this one, guys. If you guys have a better card, let me know in the comment section below. But I think this is the most powerful boss monster that we've ever created. That isn't like like I said, it does have a win condition because of Venomanaga's effect. But other than like Hawkworthy, which is just like a single card, I think this is the biggest, most baddest boss monster that we have ever seen in the game. And like I said, it has so many effects. We got rid of every single card in the extra deck. Keep in mind, it can only copy dark effects, because I was going to say, like, the only thing that would beat this would be if you could somehow copy Lost Word from another planet, which would stop your opponent from summoning, period, because they can still technically summon a monster. So if you can beat this, let me know, man. But I would really love to see how someone makes a more big, bad monster. But anyways, wow, that was really crazy, MAGUSLUCIS. You've made the biggest, most baddest boss monster. But like I said, there are a lot of anime cards. I could be wrong on this. If I'm wrong, I will update you guys on this. But this is the most powerful, most biggest, baddest monster in the game that you can possibly make, counting anime cards, though. Maybe we'll do a non-anime one. We'll see. But yeah, that is the anime effect of 100 Eyes Dragon. Hopefully you guys enjoyed seeing some crazy stuff. If you guys enjoyed this kind of content, make sure you drop a like on it. And if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys go ahead and slap a Reno on that subscribe button for more crazy Yu-Gi-Oh content.